Welcome back, everybody, to another Crypto Sherpa show where I cover the latest cryptocurrency news articles to keep you informed on what's going on in that crypto space. And today is definitely an altcoin news day because what's happening? Are we about the start, or are we experiencing? Are we living it? Is alt season around us? Is here? Is it not around us? But is it happening? Because if you look at the crypto bubble chart, everything is green, and what's happening over here? OKB is up 108%. Oh, let me see if I can move it. Move the bubble, move it. It's slowly going. But right now, this coin right here, OKB, just went up 108% today, as well as, who was another big time player today? Farcoin is up 20%. I think when I woke up this morning, like this was up 150 and this one was up 30. But no, OKB though, the company is doing a burn. So we're gonna be going and covering that article for like why that price skyrocketed. It's because they burn tokens, they're taking off the market. So when you reduce the supply, of course the price is gonna go up. But that's what's going on with that. So we're gonna cover that news. What else is happening in the space? Well, it looks like we're seeing some word that Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says we should be a 150 to 175 base points lower on the Fed's rate now. And I think he said, like, there's some articles out there scrolling around saying, like, by September, we should be able to do a 50 base point rate cut. So we'll see if that does. And that usually is bullish news for crypto because I don't know, people are just with less rates. You want to borrow against the money and do some stuff, it's just a little less risky in that end. But that's why a lot of people pay attention to the rate cut now. It just really affects the market price in all markets. And then what else is going on in the space? We got just in, Kazakhstan's Font Capital gets approval to list its first spot Bitcoin ETF in Central Asia, and the ETF starts trading tomorrow. So definitely going to be seeing some more inflow happen in the Bitcoin space. And just not just the Bitcoin space, the crypto space in general. Like, we just hit an all-time high in market capitalization. We touched $4.10 trillion. Like, can I zoom in on that a little bit? Let me go to coin market cap. Let's see, where would I see market cap? Oh, we're at 4.11 trillion now. So let's go for the all-time chart right here. And yep, we are at all-time highs. And I think I've been seeing like other articles out there saying that like the crypto market cap's going to get to 20 trillion, and that's just a 5x from there. And like, where's that inflow going to go? Probably Bitcoin, ETH, and then who knows how much of that capital can go into the altcoins space. And yeah, so if you want to see some gains, you may want to take on a little bit more risk and choose some small cap coins out there. Do some research and just know that you're playing the risky game right there, hoping for more gains than keeping your money just safe if you held it in Bitcoin. Because a lot of people out there, the rich, they're holding on to their wealth in Bitcoin because it's a way just to preserve it. They want the least risk for a drop in their wealth as much as possible. So that's why they would go to Bitcoin. But for those who aren't super rich and wealthy, like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and all those guys, we still got to make some wealth out there. And sometimes you really need to like just move a little into the altcoin spaces, have some fun with it, but still also have a Bitcoin portfolio on the side. Like, definitely get that started. You definitely need to get a Bitcoin savings going for yourself because, again, Bitcoin's scarce. There's only 21 million and everyone keeps loading up on it. And like, this is the only article I have on like just Bitcoin and just people accumulating it. So institutions are still loading up on Bitcoin, and here's how much they bought so far. So institutional investors continue to accumulate Bitcoin at an unprecedented pace. This demand has come through the treasury companies, which are on the rise, and through the Bitcoin ETF, which are again on a daily net inflow streak. Now, institutions announced more Bitcoin buys this week. The Bitcoin Corporation data shows that the treasury companies again bought Bitcoin between last week and this week. Strategy, the largest Bitcoin treasury company, added 155 Bitcoin to its treasury at an average price of $116,401 per coin, and this brings their total holdings to 628,946 Bitcoin. Now, that's a lot of Bitcoin. That's just off the market. Now, Metaplanet, which was the first to replicate Strategy's Bitcoin model, also bought more Bitcoin. The Japanese company announced that it bought 518 Bitcoin for $61.4 million at an average price of $118,519 per Bitcoin. And the company now holds 18,113 BTC, which it acquired for at least $1.85 billion at an average price of just $101,911 per Bitcoin. So it's the power of dollar cost averaging, guys. Just get on in it now. Start just doing $10 a week, $10 a month, whatever you can do. If you're paycheck to paycheck, just do the bare minimum you can, just to slowly dollar cost average. Because as the Bitcoin price continues to rise, like your dollar cost average for getting involved is lower. So if we do hit a 250,000 Bitcoin and you just like going forward been doing like $10 a month every there, like instead of saying like, oh yeah, I've been buying like, or like my value is at this now, but my purchasing power per Bitcoin is only at 120. So even though Bitcoin's at 250, your purchasing average price is just there. So dollar cost average, that's literally what these companies are doing, but on a higher scale. Now, other companies acquiring Bitcoin, we have the Canadian company Metador, which added 5 Bitcoin to its treasury at an average price of $116,619 per Bitcoin. Now, the company now holds 77.4 Bitcoin and plans to hold 1,000 Bitcoin by next year. Now, the Smarter Web company added 295 Bitcoin to their treasury at an average price of $119,000. And they now hold 2,395 Bitcoin. Just all these numbers combining up, it's like, guys, like, again, 21 million Bitcoin. These guys are adding hundreds, thousands, just a couple at a time. And I think yesterday's article, we covered that, like, if the whole entire world was to hold like one whole Bitcoin, like it's only 0.27%, like right now at today's time. So like not everyone can be a whole corner. And as these guys keep gobbling it up, it's just that percentage is going to go lower. So if you can position yourself just to hold on to Bitcoin, you will definitely be well off in the future. And this isn't just going to be quick gains, cash risk, Bitcoin again. If you want some quick gains, go into the altcoin space, but you got to take on a lot heavier risk to that because sometimes it might not happen. You may invest in it and then nothing happens, you just lost that money. So if you go into that space, only invest what you're willing to lose in it. But no, so like we have those companies, we have Fold announcing another 1,400 Bitcoin purchase as well. And MicroStrategy has also filed a $4.2 billion STR stock offering at the beginning of the month. So the company plans to use this net proceeds to buy even more Bitcoin. Metaplanet had also earlier announced a $5.4 billion to raise, which it intends to use to expand its treasury. And the company goal is to own at least 1% of the total Bitcoin supply. So pretty much like where Saylor was at. So we'll see if they can get to that 1 percentile. Now, Bitcoin ETFs are also buying. So value data shows that Bitcoin ETFs are also actively accumulating Bitcoin. These funds are on a 5-day net inflow streak during this period, and they have bought just over $1 billion in Bitcoin. Now, this is their best outing during the period, and that was on August 8th when they took in $403.88 million. Now, notably, these Bitcoin ETFs hold $155.02 billion in net assets, which represents 6.48% of the total Bitcoin's total market cap. And they have also recorded a net inflow of $54.67 billion since the launch last year. Now, the inflows into these funds have continued to act as one of the catalysts for higher Bitcoin prices and are expected to remain that way as the flagship crypto eyes new highs. Now, at the time of writing, Bitcoin's price is trading at 119,000, but I think at the time of this live viewing of the show, Bitcoin is at $121,356. So, way to go, Bitcoin. This guy passed the all-time high, which was 123,091. So we are so close. I think it's just a 1% increase. So we can totally do it. If these institutions are still buying, we're going to get there. So that's basically all the Bitcoin news I have for you. Just saying, institutions are still buying. That's nonstop going on. Our crypto market cap is hitting all-time highs, and it's definitely going to keep going here on out. But let's talk about the 160% gain from OKB, the token from the exchange OKX. So let's hear a little bit about this. So OKB pumps 160% after 65 million burn, or token burn, as OKX fixes supply at 21 million and upgrades its X layer. And Baxter, do you want to come up here? You're crying. Do you want to come up here? Come here. Nope, she wants to go out, but I'm not letting her out. But OKB skyrocketed after OKX unveiled a 65 million token burn, which is a fixed 21 million supply and major upgrades to its Polygon-powered X-Layer network. So OKB is the native token to the crypto exchange OKX, and it has gained almost 160% on Wednesday after the platform revealed an overhaul to its blockchain ecosystem and tokenomics, including a major burn. Now, the rally, which briefly pushed OKB and prices as high as $135 from a daily low of $45, came as OKX confirmed it will be conducting a one-time burn of 65,256,712.097 OKB from its historical repurchases and Trezor reserves. Now, after the burn, the total OKB supply will be fixed at 21 million. Now, OKX also revealed that it will upgrade its zero-knowledge Ethereum virtual machine-based public chain and the X layer to build it into a leading public chain with a dedicated focus on DeFi, payments, and real-world assets. Now, according to OKX, its PP upgrade completed on August 5th integrated the latest Polygon CDK technology and boosted transactions throughput to 5,000 transactions per second. Now, this cut gas fees to negligible levels and improved Ethereum compatibility for developers. Now, here's that price chart of its huge gain. Look at that. You just see a line and then bam. And that's what's going to happen with these altcoins, guys. Like when you see this, so they're not all going to do this at the same time. But if you're holding on to like a microcap coin out there, just out of the blue, it's like, bam. It's like, oh man, I need to take some profit. So sometimes you got to be paying attention, maybe put some notifications on when your tokens are pumping. But no, that's really how the bull market has seen. It's like we just see a massive lineup and it's like, what just happened? Some newbies out there are FOMOing in, which they really shouldn't do at this point. Like this is your last chance. Like my title was like don't miss out, because like this is happening now. Like you need to get in now. You don't want to chase the band. You don't want to chase the beast. I think it's going to continue going on. We're in an alt season. It's a season. I do feel this is going to follow the normal pathway. So there will be a correction later on. Maybe that's at the end of the year. Maybe it's pushed into 2026. Like everything's different now, but if it follows normal patterns, we'll see the end of it by the end of the year. But no, so do not FOMO in at these times. It's like be happy with your bags if you got it, but do not chase this wave. Like when we're in this space, honestly, the only thing I would say to put in money to would be Bitcoin. Honestly, it'd be the safest best for like the less risky the less risky outcome of it all. So this is what we will see during the alt season, just huge spike rises, and it's like whoa, when's it stopping? So who knows if it's going to bounce back down, find a new price, but we'll just have to wait and see. But OKX expands its X layer ecosystem. The exchange plans to establish an ecosystem fund and offer liquidity incentives to attract developers. The OKX wallet and the OKX exchange and OKX Pay will be fully integrated with the X layer, with OKX Pay adopting it as the default chain. Now, as part of the transition, OKT chain will be phased out. Trading of its native OKT token will halt on August 13th, which is today. And with periodic conversions of OKT into OKB and an average closing price until January 1st, 2026, OKT chain is an EVM and IBC compatible layer built on Cosmos. So I guess you have until January 1st, 2026 to convert those OKT tokens over to OKB. So just be aware if you're holding on to this token right here. Now, the Ethereum Layer 1 version of OKB will also be phased out, with holders asked to migrate to the X layer. So following the burn, OKX will upgrade the OKB smart contract to remove minting and burning capabilities entirely. Now, OKX's exposure with US IPO. The OKX is reportedly exploring a potential public listing in the United States following its April relaunch in the country. According to a June report by The Information, the exchange is considering an IPO on a US exchange through OKX and declined to comment on the matter. Notably, OKX has been facing regulatory headwinds in Asia. Thailand Securities and Exchange Commission announced in late May that it would block the exchange's operations in the country, along with 4 other platforms, including Bybit and CoinEx. Now, the regulator urged Thai users to secure their assets before the shutdown date. Now, earlier this month, the Philippine Securities and Exchange Commission issued an advisory on 10 major crypto exchanges, including OKX, Bybit, KuCoin, Kraken, and others, for operating without the required authorization under the country's new crypto regulation. So those guys need to play some game and get those paperworks filed and just apply for those, whatever they need. But that's what's going on, though, with the OKB and why it was pumping. It was just a token burn. They're switching over to a new X layer, so that's going to be their new main layer. So anything on Ethereum, Solana, did they say Solana? No, they said Polygon. So anything on those tokens out there, if you have OKB on Ethereum, you want to change that over to the X layer as well. And if you have any OKT tokens, you're going to want to convert that to OKB. So just giving you a heads up on that. But that's basically why we saw the 160% pump. Now let's move on to some more altcoin news. So let's see, we're talking about Ethereum now, because why is altcoin pumps? Like, we've been paying attention, we've been trying to focus on Ethereum for some time now, because we always knew, like, when Ethereum pumps, well, that's kind of the catalysts or the point for when alt season begins. Like how when Bitcoin standards for like the entire bull season, we used to rely on the Bitcoin halving, so that was its catalyst point. So once like Bitcoin would go, then we would see Ethereum go, and then the altcoins. So we've seen Bitcoin's push already, and there's still room to grow. And now we're seeing Ethereum's price start going up to 47, 45. Well, looks like it passed 4,700 at one point, obliterating $250 in shorts. But because of this, I'm feeling we're going to be seeing a lot of our altcoins start trickling down, because Ethereum's all-time high is only like at 4,800. So we're going to be experiencing all-time highs for a lot of projects soon. But let's hear about these shorts and some other Ethereum news I have for you. So it all seems to be going Ethereum's way for the past few months, as the asset has notched another impressive daily run that has taken it to the new multi-year peak. On its way up, ETH has left bears in disbelief, as the total value of liquidated shorts has skyrocketed to over $250 million in the last 24 hours. Now, it's hard to believe that just 4 months ago in April, the second largest cryptocurrency struggled to remain above $1,500. And it had plunged to its yearly lows during the darkest hours of Trump's trade war against essentially all the countries. But however, the subsequent recovery has been more than impressive, especially the performance since the beginning of July. Now, at the time, ETH stood just below $2,500, but exploded by more than $2,000 in the following month, which culminated for now at just over $4,700, which was just hours ago. And let's see, let me actually pull up the chart for Ethereum. Let's see where we're actually at right now. So here on my CoinMarketCap, go to Ethereum. So yeah, so we're at 4,600 right now, and I guess it was just a little shy just a few moments ago, just literally a couple hours ago, we passed 4,700. And again, Ethereum's all-time high is $4,891. So we are knocking on the door, or we're opening the door. And so Ethereum will probably see its all-time high sometime this week. But however, though, the subsequent recovery has been more than impressive. Let's see, 47 earlier today. So yeah, so because Ethereum reached $4,700, this meant that Ethereum had added almost 250% since its yearly low at roughly $1,400 March and April. Now, consequently, today's pump to 4,720 meant that it had come just 3.3% away from charting its new all-time high, according to CoinGecko. Now, the massive price surge comes on the heels of substantial inflows towards the spot Ethereum ETFs in the US, as well as multiple companies launching Ethereum treasury strategies and accumulating sizable portions of the asset. Interesting thing, though reports keep claiming that the retail investors continue to dispose their assets, while institutions are wrapping up their buying efforts. So it is worth noting that today's surge has resulted in tons of liquidations, especially from short traders. Data from CoinGlass shows that more than $250 million worth of shorts have been wiped out in the past 24 hours, and that's all for Ethereum. The overall liquidations are close to 500 million, meaning that ETH is responsible for more than 50% of that. And I believe we're seeing a chart of the shorts being happening. And again, so people who were shorting Ethereum, like they were hoping the price would go down, they just got liquidated. So when I reached that certain price, their holdings just got sold off, and it definitely went to the people who are longing the coin. But no, so that's definitely taking place with Ethereum right now. Like institutions are still buying it, or no, not just still buying it, they're acquiring it, and they're adding it to their treasuries. Like this next article we have here, because now we have I think it was SharpLink was the one who had the first Ethereum treasury, but now this is the first I'm hearing that BitMine is eyeing a $20 billion Ethereum treasury. So so it makes sense that Ethereum's going to be pumping. But Ethereum prices, again, have surged to the highest level since 2021's bull market peak. So again, Ether prices have surged in almost 4 years, tapping $4,600. Now, the asset has continued to build momentum and is now a whopping 54% over the past month and 27% over the past week. Meanwhile, the latest move has taken it to within 5.3% of its total 2021 all-time high, according to CoinGecko. And Ethereum market capitalization is now $552 billion, which ranks it 18th in terms of corporations and around $100 billion below credit giant Visa. Now, BitMine plans a $20 billion raise. So crypto analysts are predicting a parabolic move for Ethereum, which could push prices into the 5 figures. So are we about to see a $10,000 Ethereum? Oh, that would be very nice. But chart patterns mirror the 2016 and 2017 market cycle, when pure retail mania was driving gains. Observed analysis, Merlin, the trader, who added this time, it's a retail plus Wall Street plus unstoppable global adoption. Because, yeah, back in 2016, 17, 2021, it was all just retail investors. And now we're not just getting the retail who are still in the game and not as big as they were yet. But now we get institutions and global adoption happening. So patterns are mirroring this right now. So again, here's that post from him. Ethereum is running the 2016-2017 playbook. Last time, pure retail mania. This time, retail Wall Street and unstoppable global adoption. When ETH breaks, it won't be in or be exit liquidity. Now, the momentum is being driven by Ethereum treasury companies, and the world's largest one, BitMine Immersion Technologies, has just filed a prospectus with the SEC to raise an additional $20 billion through sales of common stock. Now, prior to this date, Tom Lee's firm reported that it had already completed sales under the program, totaling roughly $4.5 billion. Now, BitMine, which already holds almost $1.2 million or 1.2 million Ethereum tokens worth around $5.3 billion, is expected to channel the proceeds into more Ethereum accumulation. Now, 20 billion would be adequate or would equate to more than 4 million ETH at current market prices. And analysis I've already stated to say that $15,000 per ETH is already programmed. So it is ready for that. Now, Ethereum ETFs are on fire. The immense buying pressure has only been matched by spot Ethereum ETFs, as retail been largely absent from this rally. Now, ETFs have seen another massive inflow day following their record $1 billion in inflow on Monday, driven by BlackRock's record of $640 million inflow. Tuesday saw another $523 million inflow and the fifth best day since the products launched. And now around $2.3 billion has entered the products over the past 5 trading days. Now, since the beginning of July, spot ETH ETFs have taken in nearly $1.5 billion, more than the spot Bitcoin ETFs, and observed industry expert Nate Garachi, who added that this was a notable shift. And here's what he said. So another $500 million to spot ETH ETFs, fifth best day since the launch. Now there's this much money in the past 5 days. And since the beginning of July, spot ETHs have taken in nearly $1.5 billion. This is definitely a notable shift, is what he said. So yeah, so people are shifting into Ethereum now. And again, this is what I'm saying, like, alt season's happening. Like, I feel this is the beginning. We've been waiting for this for since the last bear market, 2022. It's been 3-4 years now. So we've been waiting patiently. Now we're just waiting to reap the rewards. But I still got to fill my bags because, again, when I top off my portfolio was a couple months ago when we were still waiting. We're expecting the cycles to still be running the same. So we should have been in alt season already. But nope, it just got pushed back, delayed. Now I got to fill my bags up for what I've lost since I put into it. So, again, these are kind of your last chances to do so because, again, if you miss out like just topping off your bags, then you're going to miss out on this opportunity to see this kind of spike. Where was that article I had? Oh, it was this article, this spike right here. So when you see this, like in the altcoins, like, again, don't miss out on it. So let's go with Ethereum. Now we have one downside in the Ethereum news. So there's a bunch of good news, but then sometimes somebody may be hacked or scammed. And it looks like this time it was from an Ethereum core developer, and his crypto wallet was drained by a malicious AI extension. So even developers can get scammed out there, but they are more prone to these hacks because they're the ones downloading these softwares like off GitHub or anything. So they definitely need to vet them a little bit more because these scams are getting faster and faster. But like for this type of scam out there, it's not going to be like the common normal person out there. The common normal person really needs to just pay attention to not giving up their private keys and seed phrases. If anybody ever asks for it online, don't give it to them. Just automatically assume they're a scammer. And also, if people like are getting me contact by people online saying, "Oh, let me help you. I'm a crypto expert, and I'm going to show you how to do this," and then they walk you on like setting up a wallet, but they're in control of the wallet. So be careful with those. That's like what the normal people to do. But if you're a developer, you may want to start vetting your code before you just download it to your laptop, which has crypto on, which also you shouldn't be doing activities with your crypto wallet. You should be keeping just small amounts. But let's hear how this crypto wallet got drained. So Ethereum core dev Zach Cole lost funds after a malicious cursor extension stole his private keys, highlighting increasing wallet drainer attacks on builders. Now, a core Ethereum developer said he was hit by a cryptocurrency wallet drainer linked to a rogue code assistant, underscoring how even seasoned builders can be caught by increasing polished scams. Now, core Ethereum developer Zach Cole fell victim to a malicious artificial intelligence extension from Cursor AI, which enabled the attacker to access his hot wallet for 3 days before draining the funds. He said in a Tuesday X post that the developer installed the contract shark.solidity-lang, and that appeared legitimate with a professional icon, a descriptive copy, and more than 54,000 downloads, but it silently exfiltrated his private key. Now, the plugin read .env file and sent the key to an attacker server, giving access to a hot wallet for 3 days before all the funds were drained on Sunday, he said. In the 10 plus years, I have never lost a single way to hackers. Then I rushed to ship a contract last week, and Cole said that adding the loss was limited to a few $100s in Ethereum because it uses small projected segregated hot wallets for testing and keeping primary hardware wallets. Okay, so that's a good thing. So he was definitely smart enough. So again, usually with coders out there, I guess they have some knowledge to keep themselves safe out there. So like I said, like you shouldn't be dealing with a computer that has all your crypto on it. That should be your vault. If you have a lot of crypto, you should have a private computer just to hold on to it. And again, here at the club, we also sell Calypso crypto-only laptops. But again, outside that, you should have a separate computer. Like if you're doing coding, messing around with the internet, you shouldn't be doing it on a computer with your crypto on it. So luckily, this guy only had sample hot wallets out there and didn't lose everything he held, but he is pointing out that this hack was out there and like how it just kind of went unnoticed. So here's what exactly happened. On August 7th at 11:02, he installed the extension. At 11:03, a minute later, he opened my project. At 11:05, extension silently read my .env file. And then at 11:06, it sent my private key to attacker servers. And then 3 days later, on August 10th, the wallet was drained. So again, the process of what he did only took 4 minutes to do by installing it, opening it, and then by that time, it already set the private key, and the person just waited 3 days until it drained it. The wallet drainer malware designed to steal digital assets are becoming a growing threat to cryptocurrency investors. In September 2024, a wallet drainer disguised as the Wallet Connect protocol stole over $70,000 worth of digital assets from investors after being live on Google Play Store for over 5 months. So they got past that. Usually, the Google Play Store is a lot easier to get apps on. I know Apple has a lot more vetted or takes a lot more work to get on there. But yeah, so this app even had like a high score and all those views. But again, extensions are becoming a major attack vector for crypto builders right now. So malicious verse code and extensions are becoming a major attack vector, using fake publishers and typo squatting to steal private keys, according to Hakan Ünal, the senior security operations lead at blockchain security firm Cyverse. Now, builders should vet extensions, avoid storing secrets in plain text or .env files, use hardware wallets, and develop an isolated environment. So again, like have also a separate computer for that as well, not even your everyday one for like social media. But meanwhile, crypto drainers are becoming even more accessible for scammers right now. So we just gotta be on high alert. In April 22, the report from crypto forensics and compliance firm AML Bot revealed that these drainers are sold as software as a service model, enabling scammers to rent them for as little as $100 USDT. So again, like scammers are just getting easy access to acquire these, use them for what they need to, and then drain people's crypto. So just again, be careful what you download. If you're a coder, vet these extensions like a little bit further. Don't do activities on your wallet, or don't do activities on the device that you have all your crypto assets on. And then for the normies out there, do not click on links you do not know, input information, or give up seed phrases. That is your information only. You only need to pull that out of your safe or whatever you're keeping it when you forgot your password or the device you had the wallet on was replaced. That's the only time you need it. So just be very cautious in this space out there. Now let's take a quick break, take a commercial. I can take a sip of my soda water, and then we will be right back with some more altcoin news. And again, California Joe, thank you for being here. Today's VIP actually was barking this morning. So guys, we will be right back after these messages.
Attention visionaries and pioneers, the future of wealth is here, and it's spelled Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Introducing the exclusive Loans for Bitcoin program at the Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where your good credit unlocks 0% interest loans for up to 2 years or term loans up to $250,000 spread over 7 to 12 years. Why wait? Use this capital to acquire the world's fastest appreciating asset, Bitcoin. With prices hovering around 94,000 and projections aiming much higher by the year's end, the time to act is now. Leverage isn't just for Wall Street anymore. Arbitrage the low cost of your loan against Bitcoin's explosive growth. It's smart finance for the modern investor. And privacy matters. Our no KYC Bitcoin purchase program ensures you buy and self-custody your assets in your own wallet. Your keys, your Bitcoin, your future. And as the world shifts to digital currencies, be ahead of the curve. Front-run corporations, governments, in this greatest financial revolution of our times. I'm Jay Bose, CEO of Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club. Call or text us today at 941-413-6920 and get started on that loan application. Secure your legacy. You will thank yourself tomorrow.
And we are back, guys. Welcome back to the show where we cover the latest cryptocurrency news articles and what else is happening in the altcoin space. We've been seeing Ethereum pumping, reaching soon to be reaching all-time highs, same with Bitcoin. But our market cap in the total crypto space is already past all-time highs with $4.11 trillion in the crypto space right now. So yes, but let's continue on with the altcoin news. What else is going on in the space? Looks like Theta Network just made a new announcement. Looks like we're proud to announce the Edge Cloud is now an official partner of Ligue 1's historic Olympique de Marseille Football Club, OM. It is now running a validator node on the Theta as they prepare to release of their AI-powered smart mascot built on EC, or the Edge Cloud. And we can read more in their official press, but here is their post from Olympique de Marseille. De Marseille is proud to announce that they are signing a new official partnership with Theta Network through its Theta Edge solutions for the next 2 seasons. Now, in addition to the development of numerous digital and physical activations, OM will soon launch an intelligent mascot powered by AI and optimized by Theta's Edge Cloud to answer various questions from supporters. And this strategic partnership aligns with the club's ambition to accelerate its digital transformation to explore new technological innovations. Now, this is actually really, really huge because everybody is on the AI bandwagon. It's like, how do we use AI to help us out? How can we use AI to help our business out? It's like, imagine if you had a mascot, an AI mascot of your business that can answer any question for you on there, and it's interactive. And so that's what Theta Network is basically powering with their Edge Cloud technology. So this is a huge partnership. They're going to be doing it for 2 seasons. So 2 years? I guarantee we'll be seeing so many more partnerships. So I definitely love following the Theta news still. And for those of you asking for Divi news, if there was any Divi news, I would report on it. But again, we're bag holders of the coin right now. Rather just staking it, holding it. There's very limited places you can trade it. I think that Zlox or ZegX exchange is still like the only one out there. Like, I'm just waiting for like it to be back on change now, and then I'll still just be holding it until we see a pump in it, if it does pump again. But again, like, they're still working on like a side chains partner, and that's still in the works. So if there's any other more news on Divi, I will let you know. But Theta is still making those partnerships, so I will still be sharing these little quick ones for you as I come across them. But let's continue on. Like, what else is happening with altcoins? I think something happened with the Monero network. Looks like this article is titled Monero Network Turmoil as Qubit Claims Hash Rate Dominance. So I'm not sure what's going on here, so let's find out together. The Qubit claimed it achieved 51% control of Monero's hash rate, prompting debate over whether the resulting 6-block reorganization was a successful attack. So, because in order to make changes, you need to be able to take over 50% control of it, the hash rate and all that stuff. And so that's why we're really unlikely to see this happen in Bitcoin, because it's pretty much impossible to take 51%, or it's too expensive to do it. But it looks like with Monero, some small altcoins out there, it could be quite easy to do an attack. So let's hear about this. The Layer 1 blockchain Cubic said it had completed its attempt to dominate the Monero network, claiming a month-long push culminated Monday with a 51% control of Monero's hash rate. According to Monday's blog post, the month-long high-stakes technical confrontation concluded with Cubic reaching 51% of Monero's hash rate. Now, the effort coincided with a 6-block deep chain reorganization that discarded 60 previously valid blocks, according to the Monero consensus status dashboard. Now, a 6-block deep reorganization is when the blockchain replaces the last 6 confirmed blocks with an alternate chain that is longer or has higher cumulative work. Now, while Cubic said that this shows that it carried out a successful 51% attack on Monero, others are unconvinced by the claims. Now, developers have disputed successful attack claims since. The claim drew immediate pushback from developers who argue that the reorganization alone does not prove a successful 51% attack. Sarai Dex's lead developer, Luke Parker, said in an X post that a 6-block deep network reorganization with block orphaning does not mean a 51% attack was successful. Now, it does mean an adversary with a high amount of hash got lucky, he added. Now, a 51% attack is when a single entity controls over half of the blockchain's mining power or stake, allowing it to rewrite transactions or block them entirely. Still, Zong Shemin, the co-founder of the crypto cybersecurity firm Slowmus, said in a Tuesday X post that this time the 51% attack on Monero seems to have succeeded. And he added in this Twitter post, the cost was also high, and it's unclear what the economic benefit of doing this are in the end. And in theory, the Cubic mining pool can now rewrite the blockchain, achieve double spending, and censor any transaction if they wanted to. So that's why 51% are pretty scary right now. So I'm pretty sure the Monero community is pretty concerned right now. Kind of like how XRP's community yesterday was pretty concerned when they were releasing some of their escrow tokens off schedule. So again, when these organizations that was an organization that did it on its own. This was another company going in on the attack. But there's been a lot of at least 2 so far, but there's in the cryptos community for those specific tokens, there's concern happening right now. And I can definitely see the concern with this one company now being able to block any transaction, do double spending, just change anything on there is quite scary. So this is why we like decentralized exchanges. Now basically these guys just made themselves a centralized entity. So Monero is no longer decentralized. In my eyes, it feels like that way. But let's continue on. So how is the chain reorg unfolded? So Cubic is a layer 1 blockchain that employs a useful proof of work model that route mining toward artificial intelligence tasks, which recently rerouted its computing power to attack Monero. Now, in a June 30th blog post, Cubic revealed that it had begun incentivizing Monero CPU mining via its own network. Now, the mined XMR would then be used to fund buybacks and token burns for the Cubic ecosystem. Now, Cubic miners now perform real-world tasks like Monero mining that generate real market value, which in turn strengthens the Cubic economy, the post stated. Now, Sergey Ivancheglo, founder of the crypto project Cubic, NXT, and IOTA, admitted at the time that his Cubic network was staging a takeover of the Monero network. In an X post, he said that after getting control of most of the network's hash rate, Cubic would reject the blocks mined by other pools. Now, the Monero community responded to Cubic's economic attack against Monero. In late July, the community responded to the ongoing attack with its own countermeasures, including an alleged distributed denial of service attacks against Cubic's mining pool. Now, at the time of the alleged 6-hour-long DDoS attack, the mining pool's hash rate fell from 2.6 gigahashes per second down to 0.8 gigahashes. Now, amid the turmoil, Monero's price fell around 8.6% to $248, according to CoinMarketCap. And where are we at now? Let me go into CoinMarketCap and let's see, go back. Let's find Monero. It's probably one of the top coins out there. So let's see. I could have just typed it in, but here we go, number 32 on CoinMarketCap. So in the last 7 days, it has been going down. So, and in the last month, that as well, because I guess when he was announcing, the Cubetics guy did announce that they were going to be trying to take over it. So I guess this So I guess with Monero's price action, this does correlate with what he said, and looks like he was successful and got that 51% attack. So am I worried about Monero? I really do not know. So this one's just going to be a coin we're going to keep an eye on, because with this news out here right now, they're saying it's beneficial for both parties, or maybe this is beneficial for Cubic. But this is a project that I would probably not dip my toes in a bull run, because yeah, when stuff like this happens, I don't know. But again, if you want to take the risk, it could be a big time reward because the price is going down. So again, that's on your choice if you want to do that or not. No one's ever going to tell you what to do, especially not here at the Crypto Club. We're not financial advisors. We're just here to help you understand the space, do transactions so you don't make a mistake, and then also we can give you our opinions on just projects out there, because again, like me, I read the news every single day, so I see some of the stuff that a common person might not. But the Monero community responded to Cubic's economic attack against Monero in late July, and the community responded to the ongoing attack with its own countermeasures, including an alleged distributed denial of service attacks against Cubic's mining pool. Now, at the time of the alleged 6-hour-long DDoS attack, the mining pool's hash rate fell from 2.6 gigahashes per second down to 0.8 gigahashes. And again, amid the turmoil, Monero's price fell around 8%, and here's that chart they had when this article was written. But so that's what happened with Monero. So if you're wondering like what's taking place and going on, because you're probably hearing some just word out there, it is kind of concerning. So just keep that in mind right now. Follow the news. If you want to move your coins over to something else, that's your full will to do so. So just keeping you informed on what's happening in the crypto space. Now, what else is going on? We're now down to like their scams or hacks right there. I think this is more of just upgrades happening, because it looks like the US just took down a site and seized $1 million from crypto ransomware gang Blacksuit. So nice, another site taken down from scamming people. But US and international law enforcement agencies have taken down servers and websites linked to the Blacksuit ransomware group and seized $1 million in crypto. Nice, let's add that to our stockpile still, because we're not getting rid of that anymore. Now, the US seized servers, domains, and about $1 million in crypto assets from the ransomware group Blacksuit. The Justice Department said on Monday that multiple US and international law enforcement agencies conducted an operation against the Blacksuit ransomware groups in late July. Now, the operation included the unsealing of a warrant for the seizure of cryptocurrencies valued at just over $1 million at the time. And disrupting ransomware's infrastructure is not only about taking down servers, it's about dismantling the entire ecosystem that enables cybercriminals to operate with impunity, said Michael Prado, the Deputy Assistant Director at Homeland Security Investigations, Cybercrime Center. Now, Blacksuit is a spin-off of the Royal Ransomware Gang and has operated since at least 2023. With the latest seizure coming amid other actions the U.S. has taken against ransomware groups, including sanctioning the ransomware hosting provider Aza Group in July. Now, the Justice Department said that the takedown was led by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security and Homeland Security Investigations, with the help of the Secret Service, the IRS, and the FBI, along with law enforcement from the UK, Germany, Ireland, France, Canada, Ukraine, and Lithuania. And again, this is why, like, if you did get scammed, like, it did happen. It's a hurtful truth that happened, and usually there's no getting the money back. You just got to rip that Band-Aid off. But this is why it's important that you do report it to your local police station, FBI, because again, this just helps aid into stopping and preventing future attacks. They're not going to be able to go in there, pull your money out and get it back to you. But this is in hopes to at least prevent some other unsuspecting victim out there to lose their hard-earned money. So if you were involved in a scam, that's the steps you need to do. Just report on it, accept the loss of it and of your crypto, and hopefully it didn't deter you from it, and just hope that you want to just learn a little bit better and how to navigate the space just a little safely. And if you do need to, join the Crypto Club, because that's what we're here for. But the U.S. Justice Department said that this takedown was led by the U.S. Department of Homeland. I already got that. So the coordinated ransomware on attacks right now, the Justice Department said that the ransomware group persistently targeted critical infrastructures across sectors, including healthcare, government facilities, manufacturing, and commercial faculties. Victims are typically forced to pay ransom in Bitcoin through the darknet websites out there. And since 2022, Blacksuit has been compromised over 450 known victims in the U.S. and has received more than $370 million in ransom payments, it added. Now, the ransomware schemes use double extortion tactics, such as encrypting victim systems, while threatening to leak stolen data to further coerce payments to the DOJ, they said. Now here's a sample of the Black Suit ransom demand from a source. He said, good. Okay, let's see. What time of day is it? Safety service didn't reply. We have all your files, like financial reports. So just a big scare tactic for what these victims were doing. But the Black Suit ransomware gang's persistent targeting of U.S. critical infrastructures represents a serious threat to the U.S. public safety, said Assistant Attorney General for National Security John Eisenberg. Now, the Bitcoin ransom seized. In 2023, a victim paid a ransom of 49.3 Bitcoin, which was worth around $1.4 million at the time, to decrypt their data. And a portion of the ransom payment, the seized $1 million, was repeatedly deposited and withdrawn from a crypto exchange account until the funds were frozen by the exchange in early 2024. And it reported, though, it did not identify the exchange. Now, ransom demands have typically ranged from about $1 million to $10 million in Bitcoin, and the largest ransom demand by Black Suit actors was $60 million, according to cybersecurity and the infrastructure security agencies. Now, crypto ransomware successors crop up. In July, the Dallas, Texas FBI announced the seizure of 20 Bitcoin valued at about $2.4 million from a cryptocurrency address belonging to a prominent member of the Chaos ransomware group. Last week, analysts at TRM Labs investigated a new ransomware group called Embargo, and that may have emerged as successor operations to Black Hat, which launders proceeds through crypto accounts, and about $18.8 million worth remain dormant in its unattributed wallets, it said. So again, be careful out there, guys. Again, like we just got more scam and crypto news out here. Just again, this is to keep you informed on what's happening. You know how scams play out, and then that way you do not fall for it. So I will always be covering all these articles I can, and just again, because you just can't learn this and memorize it. Your brain needs to soak in all this information, and then eventually it will filter it for you, or you can just identify, oh, that's a scam, and you don't have to rely on us anymore. Go, hey, is this a scam out there? You should know by that point. So just I'll keep feeding you guys this information, letting you know that like how they work, how they play out, and then how people are actually helping out in the system too to prevent it. So way to go, US, on taking down those sites to prevent any future attacks. And now lastly, it looks like we're getting a crypto crime unit with $250 million in seizures, expands with Binance right now. So get some more news on just upping the security measures right now, which is a great thing in the space. So Tron, Tether, and TRM Labs expand their crime fighting unit with Binance as their first T3 plus partner. As industry data shows, crypto hacks are getting faster and harder to stop. So more security, love it. Now, Tron, Tether, and TRM Labs say that their joint financial crime unit has frozen more than $250 million in illicit crypto assets since launching less than a year ago, and is expanding its reach through a new program that brings Binance on its first member. Now, launched in September of 2024, the T3 Financial Crime Unit is a public-private initiative designed to track and disrupt illicit blockchain transactions. Now, the $250 million frozen is more than double the amount reported in the first 6 months after T3 launched in January. Now, the unit disclosed it had intercepted over $100 million in illicit assets since August 2024's debut. Now, the unit said it had worked with law enforcement agencies worldwide on cases involving money laundering, investment fraud, blackmail, and operations, terrorism, financing, and other financial crimes. Now, the newly unveiled T3 Plus program builds on an existing framework by enlisting exchanges, financial institutions, and other industry players around the globe to share intelligence and respond to threats in real time. According to the founder of Tron, Justin Sun, the new unit will expand the scope of collaboration across the blockchain industry to better address illicit activity in real time. Now, the wave of faster crypto attacks leaves little time for recovery because, scams are happening faster and faster, which leaves little time to maybe help out if it's on a centralized exchange. But the launch comes amid a wave of increasing sophisticated crypto hacks. A report from Global Ledger, a Swiss blockchain analytics company, revealed that over $3 billion in crypto was stolen in the first half of 2025, and the speed at which hackers move funds was increasing. According to the report, the fastest hack saw the laundering of funds completed in under just 3 minutes. So that's how fast it took. And then over 30% of the laundering was just completed within 24 hours. So I guess the average time it took to move funds was around 15 hours after the breach happened. And in about 23% of the cases, stolen crypto was fully laundered before the hack had even been disclosed. So the speed at which hackers can move funds has resulted in only 4.2% of stolen funds being recovered in the first half of the year. Now, here's a chart of 68.1% of hacks funds moved before disclosure. So let's see, the blue line is percent of hacks, while the red is the number of hacks. So moves funds faster than public reported. So there's 81 attacks with 68% of them. Completed was at 27 and 22%. Launder within 24 hours was 37. Move funds was 12. And launder began with direct deposits to the VS mixer was 3. So the study also found that in the first half of 2025, roughly 15% of illicit crypto flowed through centralized exchanges, where compliance teams typically have only 10 to 15 minutes to intercept suspicious transfers before the assets disappear. Now, many attackers have been linked to state-sponsored hacking groups, cybercrime syndicates, and foreign-based fraud networks operating across jurisdictions, making recovery and enforcement more difficult. One recent example came earlier this week when hackers claimed to have breached a major North Korean cyber espionage operation. The leak allegedly reveals tactics used by the regime to target cryptocurrency platforms worldwide, underscoring how nation-state actors are evolving their methods alongside the broader surge in crypto crimes. Now, the debate grows over stablecoin issuers' power to freeze funds. So while the T3 FCU has recovered significant sums in its partnerships with Binance, could make it more effective in stopping hacks, and not everyone supports the idea of stablecoins, issuers, and centralized exchanges freezing funds. But last month, Tether froze nearly $86,000 in stolen USDT, prompting renewed debate over centralized control in stablecoin ecosystems. Because issuers can halt transactions at the smart contract level, they have a rare ability in crypto to intercept stolen funds, and still, the same power can threaten user sovereignty and the decentralized principles the industry was built upon. Still, others believe it is a necessary. CEO of Tether, Paolo Arduino, said, "Bad actors have nowhere to hide on the blockchain, and it's only through collective effort that we can build a safer, more trusted environment for users worldwide." So again, some people are concerned that it's like, why are these stablecoins centralized? Like, that's just how they were built. We're living in a system crypto and Bitcoin was built on a decentralized system outside of the traditional values and powers that we've lived on this entire time. But because of that start, we started to increase more tokens and blockchains came around, and some of those end up being very centralized because they needed to their decision to do that was to kind of blend decentralized and DeFi space. They're getting some DeFi abilities, but also some centralized entities as well. But that's all these stablecoins are. They are centralized, they can freeze funds, and so they are centralized. But we're living in a world where we're going to have both options. We can have the choice to choose what we want to use. Do we want to use XRP? Do I want to use stablecoin? Do I want to use Bitcoin? Or do I want to stick with cash? Do I want to stick with credit cards, debit cards? It's we're going to have options now in the future. So it's not just Bitcoin's going to dominate the entire world. This is all we're going to use or whatnot. I see we're going to be in a world where we're going to have options and choices, but Bitcoin's going to dominate that side. And who's going to dominate the centralized tokens? We're just going to have to wait and find out. But that is it for all the news I have for you today. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's take a look at our Fear and Greed Index. We are at a 63 right now. With altcoin season just at 39, I believe we are moving inch by inch over. Our market cap is at $4.11 trillion still. And Bitcoin is at $121,000 as we end this video. And Bitcoin's and Ethereum still at 4,600, not just about 47. So maybe we can reach some all-time highs by the end of the day. We're just going to have to wait and find out. But thank you everyone for tuning in. Steven, California Joe, Randy, thank you everyone for being here. And I will be back again tomorrow with some more crypto news. So take care. Peace. Love you guys.
In a world where your data is constantly under attack, one company stands for your digital freedom. Introducing Calyx Solutions, your gateway to ultimate online privacy and secure cryptocurrency trading. Meet the Liberty Laptop. With its modified OS and advanced tracking prevention, it's your shield against surveillance. Access restricted areas, use recommended security software, and browse with confidence. Your digital footprint? Virtually non-existent. For the crypto pros, we present the Crypto Laptop. Pre-configured on premium hardware for secure trading. Optimized for your favorite wallets and exchanges. It's the fortress your digital assets deserve. Both laptops come with expert individual training and support. You're never alone in your journey to digital empowerment. At Calyx Solutions, we put you in control. No more worrying about data breaches or compromised transactions. Ready to join the revolution? Visit calyxsolutions.io and choose your perfect laptop today. Plus, become an affiliate and earn while sharing the power of digital freedom. Calyx Solutions. Unlock your digital freedom. Give us a call or text at 702-845-8276 or visit us directly at calyxsolutions.io.